Yo, sorry about that. I'm excited because some news when it comes to my Halos, but we're gonna talk about that later. What's up with it, man? Mykell Mathieu here with my guy Elam, and we are the Misfits here to bring you that action. What's the deal, Elam?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up, world? You know who it is. This is the tightest tag team tandem this side of the galaxy. You are now tuned in to the Misfits. Yo, today we got a lot to talk about. Lincoln Riley, you're tripping. We got some Laker talk. We got some Dodger talk. We might even throw in some RG3, Ryan Clark, Angel Reese talk. Stay tuned. We got a dope show lined up for you. Hills, what's in store for the kids?
Nah, we got some lit stuff, but we gotta always start at LA, baby. So LeBron James, my guy Elam's favorite player, is back in the LA news as he continues to get heat. Like, I don't know what his team thinks about it as far as like his team who he rocks with, Rich
You talking Rich
Paul,
Paul?
Maverick
Okay.
Carter. Yeah, like that team. I don't know how they feel about the love that he gets from the Laker fans, but it ain't too much. And we saw a video where fans were heckling him and saying, uh, LeBron's like, "Hey, I brought you one, but that's what you don't get in LA. We want more than one." As Laker fans, we've
It's not
seen
that we
Magic
want
win
one.
five.
It's not that we want one. We're used to multiples. We win
Yeah.
at least at the bare minimum back to backs. So winning
Mhm.
one off in the bubble, Bron, you don't get what it means to be a Laker, bro.
Yeah, and I think that that's a big issue is that when LeBron came from Cleveland, it looked like he was at the very peak of his powers. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, we getting this guy. And then, that first year, we kind of gave him a pass because he was playing with some young guys and he dealt with the injury. And it was like,
You
all
gave
right,
him
it's
a pass.
just,
You
oh,
gave him a
okay.
pass.
Sorry about that. But some gave him a pass. But once you get AD in, you go and win a championship. We know the world got turned upside down with COVID, but you bring a championship. So the bubble ring was great, but we couldn't love that. We couldn't celebrate that. We couldn't have a parade. It's a lot that we couldn't do. Fans couldn't even be there to run on the court or etc. So after that, it was like, hey, maybe we might get at least a second one from LeBron. And the fact that that hasn't happened has Laker fans feeling some type of way, especially when we already came into it with a lot of us being Kobe fans saying that, hey, you're going to have to really prove to us something for you to get the type of love we gave Kobe because he put his heart and soul on the line to help the Lakers win. So I think that's what has some Laker fans rubbed the wrong way because he
Nah,
feels
bro.
he's like he's super entitled and people don't like that.
No. This is the thing. Laker fans were sold a bill of greatness that I don't think we fully have been able to materialize, right? We have been
Hmm.
told that LeBron James makes his teammates better, right?
Yeah.
I am one of
Hmm.
those rare few that say, who does he make better? He didn't make D Wade better. He didn't make Chris Bosh better. He didn't make Kyrie better. He didn't make Kev Love better. So who are these teammates that we're making better, right? So
Yeah.
he comes to LA. We get rid of Julius Randle. We get rid of Josh Hart, who's playing for a trip to the finals. We get rid of Zoe. We get rid of Brandon Ingram. And I know I'm one of those rare few Laker fans that's like, hey, if we got to rebuild, let's rebuild through the draft. And these are going to be my guys, right? These are going to be my guys. And so Brian comes, to the team, and it's like, yo, dog. Now we getting rid of everybody to bring AD in. And not only that, bro, not only that, I'm one of those Laker fans where it's like it was hard for me to celebrate that championship in the bubble because we weren't allowed to celebrate. It's during the height of COVID. So there was no
Facts.
emotional attachment to it, right? So now I'm thinking, all right, cool. We just won this year, which is I'm still gonna say is arguably the hardest to win. You don't have the luxuries of home and all the other.
Nah. I'm not with that, Eli.
But Pete
I'm not
though,
with that.
to not even make the to not wait. I think the next year we didn't even make the playoffs. You get rid of everybody on the team.
We
Get
made the playoffs.
rid of
Uh,
ankle You know what I'm saying? Like getting rid of ankle monitor to me, KCP, that made absolutely no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, KCP was balling out of his mind. He's going to jail on a Friday to come to shoot around on Saturday and dropping 15 and giving you 5 steals a game. That made absolutely no sense. Now, whether it was Rob Pelinka or whether it was, Clutch, that remains to be seen. Things are starting to trickle out slowly but surely, but LeBron hasn't ingratiated himself to the city of Los Angeles. I keep saying everybody gets caught up in the glitz and glamour in Hollywood. That's not LA. LA is a blue collar city. If you come south of the 10 freeway, you're going to start seeing LA for what it is. It's a whole bunch of hard nose. You got to get these up, whether you from the west side, the east side, you know what I'm saying, down to San Pedro. Like people from LA, Angelinos fight, like, period. And if you don't have that level of fight, it's going to be hard for us to get behind you as a city. And LeBron has never shown that killer instinct. LeBron has never shown a willingness to fight. If the cards are not laid out for him, if things, you know what I'm saying, aren't just laid out for him, he folds, and he folds under pressure. That's not how we get down in LA, and that's not how we get down in my section. What's up?
Elam, I got to go back to that bubble talk. I'm tired of hearing that the hardest finals or the hardest playoffs to play. Are you watching these NBA playoffs? You see how different these games are when people hit the road, how challenging it is. Like, Oklahoma City has been looking like the greatest team all season long. They lose by 40 plus in a playoff game because it's on the road. I think that not having to play those road games kind of made it a little easier for that Laker team. And then that's not even including the 3 months that they had off. We know how AD and Bron even gets when they have to play so many games. So I think that looking at all of that, people are like, we can't really even feel that championship at all. You know what I'm saying? So we can't even get attached to that. So get us a real one. So we saw what the Dodgers did last year. Big parade. Everybody was turned up. You even had me, who's not even a big Dodger fan, was there because it's like, oh, this is really
you were going up. You were going up at Dodger Stadium. And
I wouldn't say going up. I wouldn't say going up. I participated. Going up.
You didn't get a championship? No,
did I? Oh no, I got it from my brother. I got it from my brother because he a Dodger fan. So you're gonna see me wearing one Dodger hat probably because it's super fly and it say LA on it. But other than that, that is it. But when it comes to LeBron, the love isn't there because just like I'm pretty sure in some of the other places, like Cleveland, for example, Miami, they might say, hey, he brought us 2 rings in 4 years. We rock with it. But in LA, Cleveland, they're like 1 ring. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the standard here. Back to back.
Yes, I agree. At least get back to back. If you want, with some of these idiots out there talking about he deserves a statue, which most of them are probably just LeBron fans only. Once he leaves the Lakers, they're not going to care. But he doesn't deserve a statue with the Lakers. He should have his jersey retired because he did get 1. He has some accolades. He got the all-time scoring record there. But we're just tough here in LA. That's why what Kobe did with his 20 years with the Lakers was crazy because it is tough to be a Laker because people are on you. He got Shaq traded, still won 2 titles. LeBron, we expect something more. But I've already said it. I said they won't win anymore with Luka leading, with LeBron being on that team.
Movie, Major League? You remember that movie, Major League?
Yeah, of course.
I think it was Major League 2. You remember?
Okay.
You remember? I forget the Asian player's name, but he was talking to the dude from the Allstate commercials, and he goes to his locker and he says, "You have no marbles. You have no marbles." That's LeBron's problem, bro. He don't have no marbles. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't play as if his life is on the line. And listen, I'm not trying to say that basketball is a life and death situation. But I'm going to tell you why playing in the bubble was hard, bro. As somebody who's played or who fought in the war, who was relegated to literally living on a compound, right? You don't have nowhere to go. It's literally like being locked up. And as somebody who has been arrested, when you're confined to that space, You don't have the luxuries and the freedoms, you know what I'm saying, to go and come as you please. You know, you don't get to go smoke hookah. You don't, you know, James Harden don't get to throw money in the club. Now, I do
Who
know,
said they weren't doing that?
hold on, I do know that there were certain players out there, you know what I'm saying, off the coast having people
They,
swim out to the boat, you know what I'm saying,
hey,
and turning up on the
they
boat.
found their ways. You sounded like you Team LeBron. You think one ring is enough, huh?
No, not by any stretch of
Okay,
the imagination.
just making
Again,
sure.
if you're not winning two, look, if LeBron would have won back-to-backs, just one back-to-back would have solidified him as a Laker, right? But
Yeah,
to win that bubble championship, and Dodger fans had to hear it. Oh, win a real one. Win a real one. Like, bro,
yeah,
you just got Luka. Luka drug, you know what I'm saying, the Dallas Mavericks to the finals with Kyrie Irving. You telling me the GOAT, y'all don't even get out the first round? Like, come on,
yeah.
bro. You can gas somebody else, but you can't gas me.
So this sounds like the greatest tag team in sports agrees when it comes to LeBron legacy not being enough, winning only one. But we got some differences on the thoughts of that bubble championship because I don't see it as that high like everybody make it. But to keep it on the hardwood though, but we got to go to the ladies' side. The Sparks, they just saw somebody else who kind of gets scrutinized like LeBron and Angel Reese. But the Sparks are able to end their 3-game losing streak. They pick up a 91-78 win over the Chicago Sky. And we were both in the building. I got proof to let you know we were there. Um, that's the box score if you didn't know. But the Sparks did their thing, man. Kelsey Plum went crazy, 28 and 8, 17 in the third quarter. Hey, just know here with the Misfits, you're going to hear about some WNBA play because we show love to everybody. What was your thoughts in that win for the Sparks over Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky?
Now, what did I say? What did I say last week on Sparks Weekly? I said it was going to be 3 players that got a double-double. And I called them by
You,
name. I said Kelsey
you
Plum,
were close.
Azurá Stevens, and De'Arica Hamby. De'Arica
Mhm.
messed around and almost got a triple-double. Azurá was 2 rebounds away, and KP was
Yep.
2 assists away. I told you that trio right there, if they're balling like how they did yesterday, now granted, the 2 teams that they beat are not world beaters. They're going to be drafting in the lottery, right?
Hmm.
The pace in which the Sparks played, the tenacity, the toughness in which the Sparks played, that's something that they could replicate night in, night out. If Kelsey Plum is as efficient as she was, like I'm telling you, the Sparks are going to be issued. Now, do I think they're going to make the playoffs? I'm still standing on that. No, I don't. I think they'll be like a top 5 team or a
You a
bottom 5
hater,
team.
Eric.
You
You
said
a
I'm
hater.
not a hater. I'm
If
just calling it how I see it.
if
It's
if
not to
they
say
play, if they play how they've been playing, right? Like even the game against the Mercury, it was a hard fought game. Like
did they
the
win?
Sparks made a run
Did
at
they
the
win?
end. Hey,
Did they
but
win?
hey, it's early. It's early in the
We,
season. Got to
you
give them
can't
some
say it's a
time.
hard fought victory and they not
No, it's
win.
not a hard. It's not a hard fought victory. It was just a hard fought game. Alyssa Thomas did her thing.
They
Satu
play
did
to
her
win the
thing.
game. Mykell,
Of
you deal
course,
with
no,
that
yeah.
toxic positivity. You deal with that toxic positivity. You deal
But
in the
hey,
realm of moral victories. Did they
but
win?
this
The answer is
game,
no.
this game versus the Sky, they did win, and they showed me a lot. They showed me a more aggressive team. Of course, we know Kelsey did her thing. Azurá Stevens chipped in 24 points, 8 rebounds. Shout out
Bro,
to I thought I
bro,
was watching Lamar
bro.
Odom with
When
De'Arica
when
Hamby
when when the big
playing
three
basketball.
when the big 3 is uh Tara Vandersloot, Angel Reese, and Camila Cardosa, who hasn't even begun playing yet. She's just out there doing cardio. Angel Reese can't make a bucket, you know what I'm saying,
Hey, don't
past her
don't
shadow.
disrespect Angel. She had 13 and 12. She did enough. I know the issue with Angel, but we're gonna talk about that later. But
Listen,
no, the Sparks were more aggressive. Like you were there. Shout to our guy Ben said the Angels cope is translating to the Sparks good but never great. Hey, it don't matter. Both of those teams are champions. Is in their history. They can get back to it. But yeah, it's a game. It was a game that the Sparks really needed. But I saw some positive stuff from not only the big three of Azure, De'Erica, and Kelsey Plum. Sarah Ashley Barker, the rook, I was able to talk to her before the
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
She just looked aggressive. Like,
yeah.
I think a lot of these players don't want to, like, with the WNBA, is so much roster change that when it's some people on the team and a star's there or come over, some players don't want to step on toes. But this game, she was actually aggressive. Odyssey Sims was aggressive. Um, you even had Julie Alleman. She came in and was aggressive. I just think that the others around, Azure, Erica, and KP, have to be aggressive. And we saw that, and it helped them beat the lowly Chicago Sky.
Listen, I'm not calling Chicago lowly because you know what I'm saying.
Now, they're lowly.
I do have desires to be on the old block. You know what I'm saying. So I got to make sure I'm A1. You know what I'm saying, with the city of Chicago. But I think with styles make fights. You know what I'm saying, and
Okay.
how the Sparks played, they played with pace. They shared the ball, right? So
Yep.
even though KP had to go off in the third quarter and she did, her dance herself, she was hitting cats with the little step back hard and side step.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying? Looking
nice.
nice. But as a Ray,
Nice.
and you and I were having this debate in the post game press conference, like when Cam comes back, when Rakia comes back, when Ray Burrell
Mm-hmm.
comes back, there's a lot of stuff that Coach, Lynn Roberts is going to have to factor in. But I'm glad you brought up the rookie. You know what I'm saying? Sarah Ashley Barker. Listen, she the only one out there that's really like playing with some toughness outside of De'Erica Hamby. Like, I think if
Mm-hmm.
push the shove, like, don't get it twisted. Sarah Ashley is going to throw those hands. And that's what I want to see. I think the Sparks need some more toughness. They need to play with toughness. That's not something that you can coach. Either you have it or you don't. I know Rakia is willing to get them up. So, don't get it twisted. Yeah, some of them look
Hey.
like Barbie dolls, but they got that G.I. Joe kung fu action grip.
Yeah, they just got to get healthy, man. And Rakia should be back most likely tomorrow when they may face off against the Atlanta Dream. They're getting closer and closer to getting Cameron Brink back. I was able to tap in with her before the game. She's looking solid, getting confidence in her knees. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what the Sparks can do once they're fully healthy. And with Azare, De'Erica, and KP doing their thing, and Rakia returning, look out for the Sparks, man. But
Hey,
we got to
you
talk about what's up? What you got? You got one more thing?
hey, you know who it is. You tuned into the Misfits. Go in and utilize the chat. This is your show. This is your show. This ain't just us
Hey,
talking. So if you hear, hey, by all means, drop a comment here in the chat, and we will answer your question. We'll bring you up.
yeah, talk to us, tap in with us. We want to know what you guys are thinking out there. Maybe me and Eric don't know enough, but I figure we do, because that's why we are the Misfits, and that's why we're great. So to push it forward, some craziness going on with USC right now, man. End of a rivalry, like, what is going on? So there's words out there that they kind of held up the extension when it comes to Notre Dame and USC, because college football is changing. USC has made this transition to the Big Ten. They're looking at a team like Indiana, who just made a run to the college football playoffs by playing against scrubs on their schedule other than their Big Ten matchups. So USC is kind of like, hey, should we be playing a tough game like Notre Dame when we're already in this tough conference where college football is all about traditions? It's
Hey,
all
Kels.
about rivalries. You want to
Hey,
see it. What's up, Elan?
you,
What's going on?
you know how like sometimes your girl is talking and you just go shh, shh. Listen, all of that right there, you got to throw that out the window, bro. Lincoln Riley
Okay.
is tripping. You telling me you trying to get rid of one of the top 5 rivalries in college football? You got Alabama, Auburn. You got Oklahoma and Texas. You got
Mhm.
Georgia and Alabama. You got Miami, Florida. USC, Notre Dame is one of those top 5. Army, Navy. To get rid of it is completely asinine. And this is why
Yeah.
I keep saying, BP, you right. Riley is a coward. He ran from the SEC and he's running from Notre Dame. Lincoln Riley don't want no fades. Lincoln Riley wants he wants the LeBron treatment. You know what I'm saying? He wants it easy. He wants to coast to the playoffs. Listen, dog.
Yeah.
USC and LA is not, Lincoln Riley's not built for here. He's not built for here. And this is somebody, I did my undergrad at UCLA. I'm a Trojan too. I graduated from grad school at USC.
Pick one.
Lincoln
Pick one.
Riley,
No, I'm joking.
As a Bruin, I love to hear it, right? As a Bruin, but as a Trojan, I'm like, dog, what are you talking about? This is why I say Lincoln Riley is not going to be past this season. Lincoln Riley's not going to be there. Guarantee you. Let the Trojans lose 4 games this year. Lincoln Riley is getting fired on the tarmac. It's too many alumni, too many boosters that I talk to that they're not satisfied with the program. He wasted 2 years of Caleb Williams. Lincoln Riley on the hot seat, bro. And just saying something this is bound to get him fired.
I'm not sure if it's all Lincoln Riley. It might just be college football. Like college football is leaning towards a style of football that we see in the NFL. It might be 2 major conferences, SEC, Big Ten, that's in play to where teams are just like, hey, we don't want to play these extra games, like these games that has a chance to mess with our records. Maybe it's better off that we let some of that go and we focus on getting our teams right and winning our conferences. Not saying that I love it, but just playing devil's advocate with the way that college football is changing. Maybe that's where
the devil don't need the devil don't need no advocate. He the devil for a reason, man. That's hogwash and poppycock, bro. Like you play for the competition. You know what I'm saying? There are some changes that we've all just got to accept because it's part of it's just part of it.
Might be part of right now. Like Elam, it might be part of how the game is going. Like some of the Texas Tech, Texas A&M just played Texas after 10 years, and you know why they played? Because they're joining the same conference now. So some of that tradition, I hate that these teams and schools are trying to throw them away, but they're like, hey, we're in a bigger and better conference playing big-time football games. What's the point of having this matchup that we may lose that may keep us from making it to the college football playoff?
I'm going to tell you why. Because starting this year, the CFP, they're going to top 4, 1 through 4 in terms of the rankings, are going to get the top 4 seeds. After that, it's styles make fights. So you're going to need the schedule. You're going to have to show the committee that you've actually and are capable of playing quality opponents. Now, if you are playing Long Beach State and you're USC, like, bro, nobody's tripping off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though UCLA is not.
Hey, wait. Did you say Long Beach State? Don't be disrespectful. That's a great school over there, but
I'm not saying it's not a great school, but y'all don't even have a football team, bro. The only football y'all know is soccer.
That's crazy. Bro. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Hey, like, volleyball champs, baby. Shout out Long Beach.
Volleyball football, Mykell. Like, stop.
I know, but
stop doing the Donald Trump. Like, you graduated from the Donald Trump school of arguments. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we champs over there. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I remember being younger and playing college football, creating my guy on a team and being on SC and like, okay, let's do this Notre Dame matchup, or being on Florida State, let's do this Florida or Miami matchup, and to see these type of matchups being stripped away. Like now, luckily we get Texas A&M because of they're in the same conference, You still get Texas, Oklahoma, they're in the same conference. Michigan, Ohio State, UCLA, USC, because they're in the same conference. But not all of them are in the same conference right now. We may get to that, like I was stating earlier, so we might just have 2 power conferences. But no, I know. It's weird. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ben. He said there's too many fake teams in last year's playoffs. SMU did not belong in the college football playoffs.
Tomato. Yeah.
What you mean, tomato? SMU didn't belong?
No, I know. I agree with that. I don't think they belong, but I don't know, man. I want to see the traditions, the rivalries, but for these teams, they're like, damn it, why we can't get no cupcake wins like SMU getting, like Indiana got last year. Of course, Indiana showed up, played well, and won some big-time Big Ten games, but they're like games away from the Big Ten were cupcakes, and that's where you can kind of gain some confidence
So
and
this is
gain
what
some. And I think that's what
listen,
SC is on.
listen to me. I guarantee you, in about 10 years, it's only going to be one super conference, and you're going to see relegation, right? It'll be like the top
Okay.
40 programs, the top 40 programs in America,
Mhm.
they're all competing for the national championship. The bottom 5, the bottom 10 are going to, fluctuate every year. They'll drop out to the, inferior conference, and the top 5, top 10 programs are going to go up. Quiet is kept.
Okay.
Sacramento State is going to be a
Ooh.
team that you hear. Exactly. Sacramento State is going to be a team that you're going to hear about this year. Mark my words. You heard it here first. Lambs chop. Hashtag it.
Hey, that's crazy. Sacramento State is a crazy name to throw out when we're talking college football. But what y'all think out there? Let us know. You can always comment. What do you feel about USC possibly going over and not facing off? It's gonna be crazy to never see them play in South Bend if it happens because um, it's crazy, man. Shout out my guy Ben. Don't trip, Eric. What's Sac State doing? I don't know what they're doing. Nobody knows other than people that
Building a monster.
attend those schools. But craziness going on there. Um, Craziness when it comes to the Dodgers, but we're going to get to that. I know a lot of people from LA tap in um, to us Misfits, to Southern California, Watts representative, South Central representative when it comes to doing what we do. But here in LA, there's a bunch of superstars. And we talked about LeBron James earlier. We know about like Otani. When it comes to non-sports, you got Snoop, you got Dre, now Kendrick Lamar. My question to you, Elam, and folks out there, comment, who do you think are the people, if you had the top 3 when it comes to face value in Southern California, meaning that if they show up to an event, they don't even got to pay. People going to be like, oh, that's Snoop? He don't got a ticket, but Snoop, let him in. You know what I'm saying? Who, other than Snoop, because I say that he's number one, who else are those people? Who will be the other 2 that has the face value in Southern California to show up anywhere and they're going to get all the love?
It's Baba Yaga, man. It's the boogeyman, Mr. GNX himself, Kendrick Lamar. Anywhere, Kendrick don't even pop out. Kendrick doesn't even pop out. So for Kendrick to pop out somewhere and show his face, everybody's going to go stupid, right? So Kendrick can show up at Marathon Burgers at a release. He getting ushered in. He can show up to Staples Center. He getting a courtside seat. He can show up to SoFi Stadium. He's in the locker room talking to the Rams, right? Or the Chargers. That's how big Kendrick Lamar is in this city. He's got the key. Not just the Compton. Kendrick Lamar holds the keys to LA. I gotta go Shohei Ohtani. I gotta go Shohei because
he knows speak English though, so I don't know.
He don't need to speak English. He know home run. He know third base. You know what I'm saying? He knows RBIs. That's all Shohei got to speak. That's all Shohei got to speak. So, Shohei, he shows up anywhere, and he's pretty much a recluse in terms of the city. That's what I love about these cats. You know what I'm saying? They're not in the limelight. They do their job. They go home. They pop out when they pop out. And number 3, I got to say it, man. It's Luka Doncic, bro. Him coming to LA. Luka Doncic. One of the quiet things that was kept, it was a few Kobe murals that got whacked out, right? You know who donated the money to get them fixed? Underreported. Luka Doncic.
Oh, yeah, Luka. Yeah, shout out to Luka.
Luka is already ingratiated himself to the city, bro. You'll see Luka in Gardena. You'll see Luka, in the South Bay. Why? Because he's just trying to check out the city. He's trying to see what LA has to offer. He's everywhere. I can't tell you the last time I saw Anthony Davis out here. I can't tell you the last time I saw LeBron out here. I can't, like Mookie. You know what I'm saying? Like most of these cats, they in the shadows, bro.
So for me, remember you can comment, go to our YouTube page, the Misfits, Misfits Live, go tap in. That's where we will be able to see your comments. So if you like, yo, I want, I'm watching it on X, or I'm watching it on Instagram, that's cool. Man, throw up YouTube as well. Show some love because we would love to hear from you. Who carried the most weight when it comes to face value? Elam gave you Mr. GNX. OG Llama, OK Llama, my guy, Kendrick Lamar.
Mr. PG
You gave
Lang.
us Shohei, yeah, PG Lang Shohei, and you said Luca. I'm gonna go a whole nother way. Since we're not including Snoop Dogg because we already know that's a for sure. He can go
First up.
anywhere in the world
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
and get it. But as much as we love to send, a little hateration towards this guy on this show, it's LeBron James. Like if LeBron shows up, LeBron is getting in wherever he wants to go. He's 6'8", 6'9". He's LeBron James. He was at the pop out this past week. He was there for Kendrick Lamar's SZA Grand National Tour. He's LeBron James. He carries weight still out here. He's played here the longest when it comes to tenure as a player in his career, which is crazy. But LeBron James, he is number one because he's LeBron James. Number two, I don't think that Ohtani has the face value because it's baseball. A lot of people don't even watch baseball as much, especially if we're looking at Southern California in a whole, you go to
Everybody knows
uh,
Shohei.
no, they do, but I don't think that certain spots he show up to, they're gonna be like, who is this guy? Until they figure out, then everybody goes crazy. But I will have LeBron. Then I will probably go Dr. Dre. Like I think that everybody knows Dr. Dre. He has been a star since the late '80s. You know what I'm saying? He helped bring you Snoop Dogg. He helped bring you Eminem, NWA, Ice Cube, Kendrick Lamar, taking them to that next level. So I think that anywhere Dr. Dre shows up, it's gonna be like, yo, this guy is crazy. I know the Dodgers are the team right now, but it's LeBron James. Like, there's no way y'all thinking that Ohtani
Dr.
carries more weight than LeBron. Like, it's LeBron James. What
Dr.
do we
Dre,
talk about,
Dr.
man?
Dre, Dr. Dre got a ton of pull in the AARP circle. You know what I'm saying? In the retirement home, Dr. Dre is hot in those streets. You right.
He likes Snoop. He likes Snoop though. Like they're older guys, but when they show up, it's going to be all the love for them. And if I can go for a third guy, I'm gonna take it to the gridiron. I think Aaron Donald can show face anywhere, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, snaps!" Like AD, he's one of the greatest football players when it comes. Oh, I'm tripping. My
You
fault.
are.
Hey, AD, you are. You
You.
know who it is, right? Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush
Reggie
can go
Bush.
anywhere. Yeah,
Bro,
Reggie Bush is a Southern
Reggie
California
Bush,
legend,
he don't even get love on USC's campus.
but now he does. He's getting it now. The
Nah, man.
other guy I would have said he passed away recently. Rest in peace to him. Uh, but yeah, like Reggie Bush, AD, they are two guys that I think. I'm talking Aaron Donald. There are two guys. If they show up, I believe that they get the love. But Otani, of course, is there. But I can't see Otani showing up to a cookout and everybody like, oh, they're gonna be like, who the hell is this? Until
Hey,
that one baseball fan pop up and be like, that's Shohei Ohtani.
hey, do you think anybody in this? I'm getting this from the chat. Do you think anybody under age 27 can name 5 Dr. Dre songs?
Yeah, because the
Under
big ones was
27. Under
under
27.
27. Yeah, the stuff with Eminem, they gonna know. They gonna know the stuff with Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're gonna be able to know
So let's do
Dr. Dre
this.
stuff.
Let's do this. Tomorrow when we at
Okay.
the Sparks, I'll go to the Dream. You ask players from the Sparks to name 5 Dr. Dre songs.
Okay. We got it. We gonna do it, Dr. Dre. They not gonna let you down. Like he's Dr. Dre, dog. If you think about Snoop, you think about Dre. Like they're
Bro,
like this.
you're in your 30s, bro. Yes, you think you correlate Dre and Snoop together. These cats, that's like,
I'm
what's
thinking
this?
about
Gen Alpha?
outside.
Gen
If you
Alpha?
go outside, yeah.
No,
If
no.
you go
Gen Alpha.
outside, I think they got it because I'm thinking about going to, of course, Kendrick now, but you go to like different spots in Beverly Hills, to the hood, to Orange County, they gonna see Dr. Dre and be like, oh, that's Dr. Dre. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but maybe you do. Remember, you can always comment on our YouTube page, The Misfits, and tap in with us. But we were talking about facing value. Make sure you follow all social media pages. The Misfits Live, THA
Because we trill.
Misfits Live. Yeah, show us some love tap in with us. We both. Eli, you gonna be there tomorrow? Sparks Dream.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm
Okay, we
it's sniper season tomorrow, so I'll be there shooting.
snipers. Okay, so we gonna both be there. So come tap in with us. Come show us some love because we got you covered. But before we switch gears from everything LA, which we gonna always give you here with this show, because we're brothers from LA and we're journalists from LA. We gotta make sure you tapped in. We gotta talk the Los Dodgers, baby. The Dodgers. They're kind of struggling, especially defensively. They got some issues, and that NL West is tough, Elam. Like looking at them teams at the top, the reason why they might be kind of rushing Otani back to the mound is because, man, the NL West isn't playing. The NL total isn't playing. It's a lot of very good teams with really good records. What's your thoughts, Mr. Dodger fan?
Man, listen, relax, chill out. I feel like Kobe, you know what I'm saying, playing against the Pacers, looking at the bench saying, relax, I got this. Dude,
I thought you were saying Aaron Rodgers.
We haven't had no pitching. Every
Okay.
like for some odd reason, people come to the Dodgers and they get injured, right? And so for the Dodgers to be a top of the NL West, to be a top 5 team in the MLB without no pitching, we just won a World Series with no pitching. So let Tyler Glass now get hurt. Let the bullpen that's been overly taxed get healthy. Let Shohei get back. Let Clayton, get, you know what I'm saying, get into form. Dustin May, he had 2 back-to-back years injury riddled. He's injured again, right? So let our arms get healthy. Come holler at us after the All-Star break. It's cool to be keeping pace now, but it's 162 games. Come July, I anticipate the Giants, they'll look very miniature. You know what I'm saying? The Padres, they'll be in the confession booth. You know what I'm saying? We gonna run away with the division. Our thing is we don't gotta be number 1 in the NL. We just need to not be in a wild card
Hey,
game.
producer Ben is taking his shots talking about the Dodgers. So shout out to our guy Ben. Producer Ben, show my guy some love as well on the socials as well. But just to let you know what it looks like right now in the NL West, the Dodgers at 33-21, they hold a 2-game lead over San Diego. The Padres, who are 30-22, and 2 games over the San Francisco Giants, who are 31-23. But the NL total looks crazy. So it's like you don't want no slip-ups. 34-19 are the Phillies. 33-21 are the Mets. Chicago Cubs, 33-21. And then you got St. Louis is 30-24. Like, the NL is looking very dangerous this year.
Early.
The Dodgers don't want to step up. No, I agree. But they got about 200 more games because it's baseball. But the Dodgers gotta. You don't want to get into no slump. They already swept.
As long as the Dodgers don't have the Angels record right now, we are in good position. That's it.
Hey, the Angels aren't too far off. They only 4 games, 4.5 back from first place. So they right in it, baby.
4.5 back of what? Their division?
Yeah. Hey, just win the division, you get into the playoffs, so you good to go.
Listen.
So speaking of the good guys, I'm happy you brought them up. Speaking of the good guys, they got a new addition to the squad. Chris Taylor, the utility man. He's going to be playing some center field for the Angels, and he is a much-needed addition to the team. He's bringing, some winning culture, a guy that's willing to do anything to help his team, and a good vet for the Angels. Welcome to the good guys, CT. I can't wait to tap in with you, baby, to show you some love. What's your thoughts about losing Chris Taylor?
He doesn't. First off, we didn't lose Chris Taylor. We got rid of Chris Taylor because he wasn't doing anything. So if he's able to bat 205 for the Angels, hey, congratulations, get your bag. He doesn't have to uproot his family and move them across the country. But Chris Taylor's days are winding down. His time in the league is starting to wane. Will he do anything for the Angels? Maybe. You know why? Because what's the guy that's always injured that plays for the Angels? What's his name? Best player.
We don't talk about.
He's named.
We don't talk about him right now.
Oh,
we don't talk
is he
about
playing
him
right now?
Get it together. He's gonna be back. That's why my guy CT is gonna hold it down until
So
he
you're
comes
telling me
back.
Chris Taylor was going to put up Mike Trout numbers? That's what you're telling me.
No, he's just gonna be solid. We got some other guys who are stepping up, some young players. We were on an 8 game winning streak not too long ago. We swept the Dodgers like we talked about here on the show. So they're showing some life. You just want to get in that locker room a guy that can bring some winning culture. And yes, he was able to get that from the Dodgers. So he's gonna bring it over, and I think you're gonna see some positives come from Chris Taylor because all of this hate I see from you, Eric, I'm not a fan of it when
No,
it comes
listen,
to my
I'm
Angels.
not.
You
It's
need
not
to come
hate.
correct when it comes to the
No,
best team in
listen,
LA
bro.
this
Listen.
season
You know
is
what
the
the Angels
Angels.
are? You know what the Angels are in
What are
LA?
they?
In a two-man, the Angels are the dude that goes last. You know what I'm saying? The Dodgers, hey, we
They're
we
gonna
set
finish
up
the
the two.
show. That's
Hey, listen, we set up the two-man. The Dodgers go first. The Angels get the sloppy seconds. That's what it
he gonna
is.
that mean they the showstoppers. They gonna shut the show down. They gonna get in there and make her not never want to speak to the Dodgers again. So it is what it is. But shout out to the Angels. That's a great addition for them. A nice piece, a nice veteran to that young team. They're trying to get some things right. So let's see what they can do. But back to the Dodgers because we can't talk about the Dodgers without. We already
World
mentioned
champion Dodgers.
Otani a lot this
World
episode.
champion Dodgers.
That's last season. So
Reigning world
Otani,
champion.
he's close to returning when it comes to pitching. A lot of people thought, hey, he's going to be back closer to the playoffs, but things aren't looking as sweet for the Dodgers with the NL West and the NL looking so tough. What are some realistic expectations we can have for Otani, the pitcher? Because as a hitter, it's back-to-back games with leadoff home runs. He leads the league with 20 home runs. He's doing his thing. But what could be said about him when it comes to pitching? Because we haven't seen him on the mound in a long, long time.
Absolutely. Like it's been what, a year and a half. My thing is
Yeah.
with Shohei, I wouldn't rush him back to start. I personally, if I'm Dave Roberts and Andrew Freeman, I bring him out of the bullpen. The Dodgers can really,
Okay.
utilize a live arm coming out of the pen and just having Shohei there, in spurts. You know what I'm saying? Have him pitch, inning here or 2 innings this game, till he's able to build up that callus to get his elbow right. Then you start him. But right now, I'm not rushing Shohei back to starter action. I think, to me, that's
Okay.
foolish.
No, I'm with you with that. Like, I still think that you want to take it slow because he he has, excuse me, he adds another weapon in that bullpen. Um, once he's able to go, so it's a great starter when he's right, but you don't want to be going too quick to where he re-hurts himself or he loses confidence because he struggles early. Take your time. What you're saying by putting him in the bullpen is great. But it's going to be exciting to see him pitch. That we love him because he can hit and he can do that. But we also love him because we're like, this guy is like the big Bambino. He can hit, he can strike you out, and it's just a great thing to follow along.
Ben, you
But
are a hater. Nobody like to compare Shohei Ohtani to Tim Lincecum. It's not a burnout. Tim Lincecum couldn't bat.
yeah,
So even if Shohei
that's
can't pitch another
that's
game
crazy.
his
Yeah.
career, he still has utility with the bat. He
Mhm.
just put up a 50-50 year, first of his kind in MLB history. So
Yep.
I'm not even acknowledging Giants fans on this show. You guys know nothing about baseball. Shoot.
Hey, but we thank you guys for tuning in with us. We still got a lot more, baby. I hope y'all ready for it. But once again, remember, if you want your comments read, make sure you go to our Misfits
YouTube page.
YouTube and tap in, man. We're live there as well. And we're also live Instagram, X. So we thank you guys who are tuning in with us. A lot more action to go, but we're gonna take you away from LA because we can talk LA all day. That's what we do.
It's the
And we're gonna
greatest
take
city in the
you
world.
around greatest city in the world. I don't care what anybody say. But let's take you to the NBA. And we got some playoff action today. We saw the Minnesota Timberwolves squander an opportunity to make it a series as they go down. Now they're down 3-1,
3-1.
1-3. They have fallen behind the Thunder. Big time game from the Thunder, big three, 40 points from Shea, 34 from Jalen Williams, Chet with a 20 plus point game. That's how you're supposed to do it. But on the other side, the T Wolves, you got nothing from your supposed to go to guys. Only 16 points from Ant. The man Julius Randle had as many turnovers as he did points in five. What the hell happened to
Man,
Minnesota today, Elam? Because
listen,
I thought that they were going to win.
I scored more points today on my nephew than what Julius Randle scored today in the NBA. Listen, all this entire series, I was saying Julius Randle was going to be the X factor. When you get the production out of your bench with Dante DiVincenzo, I keep
DiVincenzo, yep.
DiGiorno. But when he's cooking, you know what I'm saying, like DiGiorno, like you got to capitalize off of that. The Timberwolves bench outscored the Thunder by a wide margin. Ant-Man,
Yes.
you got to show up. You can't afford to only score 16. And again, Julius Randle, 5 points, my dude. Like, you out there looking poo cheese. Poo cheese.
And poo cheese. And like you said, like, it's a home game. Your others stepped up. Like Shaq always talks about the others. When they step up, you have to win those games. And for those guys not to show up the way that you hoped and expected them to do, like going in, I had the series going to 7. But to see what Julius and Ant has done in these games, it is looking tough. And for them to lose this game like they did, like they tried to fight. Like that end of the game was crazy. It was like, I don't know if you watched Tombstone, but it was the Wild Wild West, just like it. Like 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. I'm like, oh my, it's crazy. But I have to give a shout out to OKC. And this is for you young hoop fans who are tapping in right now. Making your free throws are very important. It was the difference for OKC in tonight's win. They made their free throws down the stretch. It's the reason why SGA ended up getting to that 40-point margin. You got to make your free throws. That's what championship teams do. And they did exactly that. And now they're up 3-1 with a chance to close them out on Wednesday in Game 5 and get back to their first finals appearance since KD, Russ, and James Harden was going up against Miami. Crazy performance there. Shout out to OKC, man. 128-126. Hell of a game, Elam.
Minnesota is making me look foolish, man, because I predicted Minnesota and Indianapolis, the Pacers, were going to go to the finals. And you were like, oh, that'd be a terrible final. As right now, I just kind of feel like OKC is the best team in the league. They're playing the best ball, 1 through 8. They have the best defense. They have the best score. And Mykell, what do I always say is the championship shot?
That midi, baby. That midi.
They got a mid-range merchant in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Jalen Williams, he's taking them and knocking them down with a huge clip. Chet, he also is hitting, you know what I'm saying, the midi. Listen, if you can get to the mid-range and hit it efficiently, it's not even the opposing team is not going to stand any chance. I love the fight that I saw. I love the fight that I saw out of the Timberwolves, but this is over. This series is over.
Yeah, and that's where Ant, I think, has to get to that next level. You know, we like to talk about him as that American player that can become the face of the league. You have to win. You know, at the end of the day, you have to win. You got to get to the finals and not just make it. You got to win in the finals. But he has some time. He's young. It took Bron a long time in leaving his team to do it. It took MJ, 8 years?
It took Bron 7 years in teaming up with a super team down in Miami.
Yep, and it took MJ 8 years, so his guys finally figured it out. But the only difference is you can't make excuses when it comes to you don't have enough. You got enough. They showed up for you tonight in Game 4. You and your co-star didn't show up, and that comes back to bite you.
You just said something that I kind of want to explore. You said the next great American player. Of all the players that are in the league or coming to the league, who do you think is the next great American-born player that could potentially win the MVP?
Yeah, because it's crazy that when you think about that, before we go to the Pacers Knicks, when you think about that, SGA just winning the MVP, the second Canadian to do it, joining Steve Nash. Um, there hasn't been an American born MVP since 2018, which was James Harden. It's been Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Jokic, and now SGA. Um, I don't know where to look, because you look at a guy like Cooper Flag, he's coming into a team that's already built, but he won't be the best player on that team for some years. Jason Tatum was somebody that you thought you can look at because Boston was going to be winning a
He
lot of
might
games,
not
but
ever
that
be.
team, yeah, that team was so stacked, and now he's dealing with his Achilles injury. Let's see how he comes back. Ant is the guy. It's about Ant taking that next step as a player and as a winner to get himself in those conversations. We always thought Ja will have an opportunity, but he's kind of taking a step back. Like, I can't really tell you who that American born guy is. Like, maybe you guys can comment on our YouTube page, but I
I'm
really
gonna come
can't.
with
I
a
don't really
name.
have anybody.
I'm gonna come with a name out of left field. Jalen
Okay.
Green, bro. Jalen Green. Dude had the
Hey,
Rockets.
Elam,
He
stay
had the
off
Rockets.
the weed.
Hey, you can call it the weed, you can call it the yayo, you can call it whatever. But my
He
dude,
ain't have the Rockets.
he had the Rockets number 2 in the West.
He ain't have the Rockets. His team around him. Now, if you would have said Amin Thompson, I would have said, hey, maybe he might throw together some all-around numbers, but not a guy who's scoring 7 points in multiple playoff games. Like, I'm going to have to see a huge jump from Jalen Green for him to be
I agree.
anywhere
I agree.
in this
I agree.
conversation.
I
Yeah.
agree. Listen, Jalen got to take a huge step. He's got to take a huge bounce. The issue is the way the game is played now, it favors international players. So I don't
No,
think
I
we're going to
agree.
get an American player for a while, right? You still got Luka, you still got Joker, you still got
Yep.
Giannis, you got Shea. He's not going anywhere. This avalanche.
Hey,
What?
I ain't even think about it. Maybe we've been fooled all the time. Because I know we're talking American born, but didn't Embiid just play for the American team and win a gold medal?
Hey,
Like, bro might be our American. We might have to take
hey,
claim.
Joel Embiid reminded me of Eddie Murphy and Coming to America. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the Princess
But
Zamunda right there.
man, I'm trying to think. I might have some wild cards. You know, maybe Donovan Mitchell if Cleveland can maybe win 65, like top what they did this year. Jalen Brunson, he's
Jalen
in New
Brunson.
York.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
Jalen Brunson.
he's
Jalen
in New
Brunson.
York. If they
Yeah.
can win 60 plus games next year, maybe that can give him an opportunity. He
But
can be like an Allen
Tom
Iverson type guy.
Thibodeau is going to be the reason why Jalen Brunson doesn't win. With
Nah,
the
yeah.
amount of minutes
This is
that
crazy though.
he plays his players, like his starting five, his top five. Like it's not
Hey,
that's not gonna happen. I can see Jalen Brunson winning it. Like I can see Jalen Brunson,
okay.
but I'm gonna still stand on 10 and say Jalen Green. I'm still gonna stand on that.
Okay. He did have the best record, other than what Tatum and Donovan Mitchell was able to do. He was the best. He had the best record when it comes to American born players leading their team. But it might be a drought, man, because it's so hard to really think who can be those guys because nobody. Maybe it's somebody that's not even
Game has
drafted yet. I
changed,
know
bro.
AJ might be coming. He's gonna be coming next year. I can't remember his name, but the kid that's going to be at Kansas, who's a hell of a shooting guard, maybe he might emerge fast and become that guy. But it is going to be tough. But speaking of Jalen Brunson, it's going to be great to talk about this matchup because it looked like we were at the Sparks game. We looked at the numbers and said, "Whoa, they
Game
are
over.
smacking
Yeah.
up the Knicks. The Pacers are about to possibly sweep them." And by the time we got back to the crib, I was like, "Yo, the Knicks are winning! Like, what is going on?" Like, it was a total collapse. And the cardiac kids, the cardiac Knicks, that's what I'm gonna call them. That's 3 games that they have won, being
They
down
came
20
back from
and
20.
coming back. Yeah,
Yeah.
the big bodega went crazy in the fourth quarter. Um,
You talking
finished
about
with
Sassy
24
Cat?
and 15. Oh,
You
I'm talking
calling
about the
you
sassy cat.
you calling a big bodega? Man, that's Sassy
Yeah,
Cat. That's Big Purr. Big Purr.
Hey, Sassy Cat did his thing, but they were able to pick up that win. Um, they made shots. They figured out something in that second half. They played some really good defense. What was your thoughts on that performance with the Knicks comeback win?
Listen, the Knicks played their best ball with their two best players on the bench. That's the crazy part. Like
Yeah.
you had Shamit, Landry Shamit. That's Landry, right? Landry Shamit, yeah. He came in, gave him big minutes. You had Josh Hart, you know what I'm saying, playing big minutes. You had Mitchell, you know what I'm saying,
D.
giving them
Baby. DeLon, baby. My boy DeLon, Lou House representative. Gave him
uh
13 solid minutes.
listen, you had the others, cats that have not seen the light of day in Tom
Mhm.
Thibodeau's rotation, came in
Yep.
and was like, hey, we got to stay the course. So maybe Tibbs relies on his bench a little more moving forward. But I think that game just turned the tide. I'm still sticking with the Pacers. I said Pacers in 7, but I think what with what Tibbs did in this game, he's able to replicate it, and I think this series is gonna go to 7. I said I had New York winning one game. They won this one. If they're able to, sneak 2 out of there, it's anybody's game. I look forward. This is why I love to like see the Knicks win. I just love the bing bong, like the
Oh
dudes
yeah.
on
Bing
TikTok and
bong.
Instagram, like those dudes
Yeah.
get up. Those are real fans to me.
No, yeah, and shout out to the Knicks doing their thing. For the Pacers, it's just like, hey, we were up like this against the Cavs. They blew us out in game 3. We got them in game 4, and they might get an added boost because Papa Halliburton is back. John Halliburton, the pops of Tyrese, is going to be at game 4. He won't be on courtside. He's gonna be in the suite, but let's see if he can like bring some energy. The crowd's gonna be happy to see him.
Oh, the
But hey, like
Halliburton. Hey,
yeah,
the
I picked the
Halliburton
Knicks in
fact.
7.
You said
Yeah,
Knicks
I
and
picked the
7?
Knicks in 7. I had them in 7 before the series. I think they're gonna find a way to win game 4. But the Pacers gonna get them all they can handle, man. So it's gonna be a good one. But Elam, we watching the NBA playoffs. We've been watching hoop for a good while since the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, now 2020. Bro, it's a lot of blowouts that we're seeing. Like we saw OKC lose by 42 points,
42.
and
Yep.
then you see like the Knicks Pacers comebacks after teams having big leads. Like, what's your thoughts? Like, what are the reasoning for this happening? Because it hasn't been like crazy 3-point shooting in this year's playoffs. It's just been teams not finishing the job or teams just getting washed. Like, what's going on?
It's a threefold issue. And you already alluded to it, there hasn't been an influx of 3-point shooting, but the reliance of 3-pointers plays a variable, right? But really, it comes down to 2 things: pace, the amount of pace. These dudes are getting the ball off the rim, and it's a track meet, especially in
Yeah.
that New York Pacer series, the Nick Pacer series. That's a track meet. Whoever could outlast, for a full 48 minutes, that's who's going
Yep.
to win. And really, it's the freedom of movement. Now, granted, the refs are holding the whistle, you know what I'm saying, a little more than in a regular NBA season. But
Which I
you're
love.
you're you're still not able to be as physical as you once were in the 90s and the 2000s, the early 2000s. So when you look at the pace and the freedom of movement, that's how Shea is able to, he and Jalen Brunson hunt fouls, bro. I saw Jalen Brunson, you know what I'm saying, take Nemhart's hand and hit himself in the face. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. That's not basketball. But when you look at, again, the freedom of movement, any type of contact, that's generally called a foul, and the pace, man. So those are the 3 things: 3-point shooting, pace, and freedom of movement.
Yeah, I just think that man, teams are like just I just think teams aren't as great as we're used to seeing, you know what I'm saying? And like the competitiveness, some of these teams, they just fail. Like they're getting blown out. They kind of just like, all right, because the playoffs are so unique. Every game is its own chapter. Sometimes, like game 3 for OKC was like no use to really trying to fight and get back. In this one, they just got everything going. We're gonna let them take this. We're gonna be up 2-1. We take care of business in game 4. We're good to go. But so that's just normal. That happens. Like I've seen the Lakers in 2000, the year they got their first championship with Shaq and Kobe, get blown out in game 5 by like 30 points or near 30 points. And then, come back the next game, game 6 in LA, and win their first championship with Shaq and Kobe. We all know about the Boston Massacre when the Showtime Lakers went into Boston in game 2 and got destroyed, and they end up winning. So that happens. It's the comebacks that's crazy to me, how these teams like the Knicks, you're up in game 1, you can kind of create a good juju for this series. You squander it, by letting the team come back from a big lead. For the Pacers, you're almost up 3 games, 3-0, which is like damn near a nail in a coffin, and you cough up a win. Like, can it be the 3-point shooting? Are there just not many killers in the NBA that's stepping on your throat when there's an advantage there? It's just a unique situation seeing these teams come back. Like the fact that the Knicks have 3 wins when they were down 20 in a playoff game is crazy. And like this Pacers game, it wasn't even like a shootout. It was 106-100. Like they weren't throwing up a lot of threes. They just played defense because you kind of saw the real Pacers, like Tyrese Halliburton. He's not going to score crazy, but they slowed down Siakam, and they just slowly got themselves back into the game. But the comebacks are crazy. The blowouts, they happen in the playoffs. Every game is a new chapter, so that's nuts.
Hey, quick right turn. If you had to write an article on these playoffs, what's the narrative? What's your storyline?
My story is gonna be called WTF. What is going on? All of these games are crazy. The teams that you expect to perform haven't really done it like they were supposed to do in the playoffs, other than OKC. You're getting games like 16 points from Ed, 5 points from Julius Randle. It's just a lot of weird stuff going on in the playoffs. The only real thing that you can trust in, it seems like, is OKC, but even they struggled against Denver, where you like, damn, it really took y'all 7 games. So mine is WTF. I don't know what the hell is going on, but let's see how this thing finished up when it comes to the playoff. What about for yourself? What would yours be?
Man, I don't know. It'll be something about like a fruit basket, but pairs. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about parity. The NBA had, especially with the creation of the second apron, has created an environment where there's going to be a ton of parity in the NBA. Now, whether or not
I like that.
Fans, really want parity, or we want to see Lakers,
We
Boston,
want
right?
dynasties. You want to see
Like,
dynasties.
I think dynasties are a great thing for the league because it creates villains. If everybody has a chance, you really don't get an
Yeah,
opportunity to hate anybody. And so for
I
me,
like that
I'm
parody.
looking at this playoffs in particular. You got 4 teams. OKC, they haven't won anything since they were Seattle, but you have the opportunity of sending 2 teams that either haven't won and since dinosaurs roamed the earth, or 2 new
Hmm.
teams, at their first opportunity in winning. So for me, I think my storyline would be, centered around
Parody.
parity. Yeah.
No, yeah, and you're seeing it more than ever. This one's going to be the 7th straight year with a new champion. So that's crazy to see that. But yeah, I said it. Check out my show, the Mykell Matthew Show, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where I talked about that. Like the NBA is missing a dynasty. What we talk about the most in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, because it's a
No one talks
dynasty.
about the Kansas City Chiefs.
They
No one talks.
become not they're not America's team. The Cowboys can have that. They are the world's team, whether you hate them or love them. The Chiefs are the talk of the NFL world, and dynasty sell. But we got to talk about something that went down last week. It all came from Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, which we discussed last week. It's just being competitive and things like that. But it got real crucial because ex NFL stars Ryan Clark and RG3 got into a war of
You calling them
words.
stars?
Just to show them respect, you do that. Just
Oh,
like they be calling NBA legends. You like, did you just say Chris Dudley, the NBA legend? We only know him because Shaq dunked on him and threw him down. But former NFL stars Ryan Clark, RG3, they had their beef. So hey, I want to know what's going too far in this situation. Like, what was out of bounds? What was good? Like, what's the real issue of that entire situation, Eli?
so so these are the type of conversations you're gonna be able to find on Lamb's Chop every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Where I explore topics with nuance, right? I'm going deep. That's what she said. But with this issue in particular, there's a lot of different layers. There's the obvious elephant in the room. We're talking about race, Angel
Yep.
Reese, Caitlin Clark, black, white. We're dealing with respectability politics. When women play with aggression, it's looked at as anger and vitriol, whereas we're dudes, play with the same thing. It's passion, it's competition.
Mm-hmm.
And then I even said, I think Caitlin Clark, she appeals to a large swath of America, being from Iowa, playing in Iowa. She's a white, mid-American, all-American values type of girl. But then something that hasn't really been discussed is like the sexuality that, the WNBA is widely a LGBTQ league. I think this conversation is great for the WNBA. I think they need to lean in more. Now, as it pertains to Ryan Clark and RG3, our guy, friend of the program, Rob Parker, called RG3 a cornball brother back in the early 2000s. You don't believe me? Check
That's what
That's
he
the
got
reason why
fired
he's
from
not with
ESPN for.
ESPN no more, right? RG3 has a reputation of being a cornball, of being a lame. And a lot of the stuff that he's intimating about Angel Reese is his opinion. And again, I tell you guys all the time, we just have the power of the pen. A lot of the stuff that you read is nothing but opinion. That's it. It's not like
Facts.
people are privy to more information than what you have. Yeah, we might be able to ask a question here or there, but a lot of this stuff is just based on our perception, our opinion. Angel, that entire foul, I thought was just a regular hard foul. And I say that because Caitlin Clark got dogged last year in the WNBA. Go back and look at how she was fouled. A lot of that stuff was borderline like, dog, y'all playing dirty. So looking at this entire situation, was it a flagrant foul? Was it not a flagrant foul? That's debatable. RG3 took it and made it something that it never had to be. Talking about, you can tell how Angel Reese plays that she hates Caitlin Clark.
I'm like,
no.
What?
I'm like, does she like her? Maybe, maybe not. Are they homies? Probably not. But hate?
Yeah.
I don't think
if they see each other on the streets, they're not throwing hands right when they see each other. It's just there's that competitive nature. And of course, they're not Bird and Magic, but they're Bird and Magic like because their rivalry goes back to college, which Angel Reese won. I hate that people are coming out like Angel Reese is just some scrub. She broke records last year as a rookie with double doubles and rebounding the basketball. She is Angel Reese. She got the podcast popping. She's doing her thing, and she's not some scrub out there averaging 2 points and just doing something. They have history. She is somebody. It's just competitive sports. That's what it is. That's why I was disappointed by what RG3 had to say, because I'm like, you played in the NFL. Dudes are talking crazy, hitting you hard, being reckless out there towards you because You are my opponent. I'm trying to be competitive. I need to beat you to win. So I'm going to talk my mess. Angel was just like, yo, you think you the one? I beat you. I'm a champion. You not. So I'm going to hold this to you because you was getting all this praise. So of course, it's probably a little bit of hatred, but not to that point. It's just when it comes to hatred when it comes to sports. Just like when you see a guy, Raja Bell, when he used to play against Kobe, it was like you thought that he hated him, but it was all love there. You know what I'm saying? Matt Barnes faking the ball to his face. It's competitive sports. That is what it is. And how you want the games to be played. It's what we complain about with the NBA. Like it's too
It's too
lovey-dovey.
soft.
Everybody
It's
got
no
handshakes.
passion,
It's
no
soft,
fervor.
yeah. But then it came to, Ryan Clark. He had his take on it. I wasn't a fan of bringing in RG3's wife. We just saw with the Kendrick and Drake situation. You bring somebody lady into it, things can get crazy. So I wasn't a fan of that. So shout out to him for apologizing. But he ain't lying with what he said about RG3. Like RG3 be parading his lady around, which you're supposed to do, but it's a lot of milk when he talks about
But
his
but
lady,
but,
and
but it's more than
it's
that.
crazy.
But it's more than that. It's more than listen, love who you love, right? I don't care. I don't have a heaven or a hell to put anybody in. You love who you love. Black, white,
Facts.
polka dot, fuchsia with zebra stripes. If they love you and you love them, hey, salute, right? But where I take issue is where when you prop up one person and at the same time you're simultaneously tearing down another group. Like
Yeah.
I just personally, I can't allow somebody to sit up there and laud and praise white women while like tearing down black women. That's not something
Yeah.
that I can do. That's not something that's palatable to me. That's not something that I'm gonna ever like stand by and let see happen. So I was encouraged by Ryan stepping up and saying, "Hey, let's address this." It's it's it's
Because
it's like one of
it's
the
about the
worst kept
messenger.
secrets, huh?
Yeah. I think it was about the messenger. Like
Yeah,
the
but
fact that it
it's
was
one of the
RG3
worst kept
made it so
secrets.
much worse.
What how RG3 feels about black women is one of the worst kept secrets in sports media. If you know anybody
Facts.
that's in this game who has been around RG3, the comments that he makes consistently about Angel Reese is rooted in something that man has going on within
That part.
himself, right? That's a RG3 issue. I do agree when Ryan said, "Hey, I shouldn't have crossed this line," because that's the
Hmm.
quickest way for something to go up, right? If we're talking
Yeah.
about
Facts.
something that goes on in between the lines, you know what I'm saying? And then you bring, my girl into it, you bring my mama into it, you bring my kids into it,
Yeah.
like, bro, it's
It can
no,
get
it's no
violent.
talking, it's no talking. Like when I see you, just make sure
Yeah.
you ready because I'm getting ready to catch another case.
Yep. And just a crazy, unique situation. But I think the messenger kind of made it a little worse. So I understood where Ryan Clark was coming from because I know what RG3 beyond. But it's basketball, two competitive players trying to be great who got this rivalry from college. That's all it is, nothing more, nothing less. Caitlin Clark is the Michael Jordan of the WNBA in the 80s. We saw how people
She's a Larry
were.
Bird. She's not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan hasn't come yet. She's Larry Bird.
No, no, okay. But I just think when it comes to the attention and love, the Nike, how Jordan emerged like that, where he was getting smacked up and hit by teams because it was like, oh yeah, you think you're really that guy? You're gonna have to earn it. It's kind of what Caitlin Clark is going through, and it's just part of the game, man. But that's it. We can go on all day. We thank you guys for tuning in and enjoying us. Like I said, your favorite tag teams when it comes to this sports and culture media thing, the Misfits, Mykell Mathieu, with my guy Elam. You can follow me, Mykell the PG, on all social media platforms. Facebook is just my name, Mykell Mathieu. Tap in with me every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The Mykell Mathieu Show. Be on the lookout. I go live on these very same platforms representing the Misfits. Elam, what can they find you at, brother?
Yo, you know who it is? It's Eric Lambkins the second. Just type it in the search bar on X. I always refer to it as the Bird app. You can find me on Twitter at Elam Squared, and on Instagram at Elam, the number 5, QUARED, Elam Squared. Just replace the S with the number 5. And every Tuesday and Thursday and Friday, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, excuse me, you can catch Lamb Chops right here. Like, subscribe, get notified every time we go live. We want y'all to be part of the conversation, part of the dialogue.
Facts.
Add to it. We also, this Thursday, got a new show launching. New shows launching. We got more content coming your way. I keep telling y'all, we are going to be the digital Wu-Tang. Listen, we are the misfits.
Facts.
Don't fit in. Find a way to stand out. Until next week, I'm your guy, Eric Lambkins II. That's Mykell, the PG. PG,
Hey,
what you got to say?
next Sunday, we're going to be back regular scheduled time. Today, we wanted to do a very special Memorial Day weekend one. And before we leave, I got to show love to my guy, DJ Head, because he said some great stuff when it comes to Memorial Day. So Civil War was fought because some people wanted slavery and some others didn't. Approximately 690 people died in the conflict. Memorial Day was federalized in the 60s during the same time Black people were fighting for rights. So for context, Black people have only mattered in this country for about 70 years on paper. Yet the deadliest conflict in U.S. history was fought over us in 1861. So keep that in mind. Whenever we beefing together, Black folks, it is not a good look. We need to be tapped in and love one another and ride for one another because we want to see greatness. And y'all know it's not just love for the Black folks. It's love for the brown, for the white, for the yellow, for the green, for whatever you are. We a show of love. We a show of greatness. The greatest duo, the greatest tag team in sports media. Thank y'all for tapping in. We're back next Sunday. Make sure you guys be here. Got another great show for you. Producer Ben, get us out of here, man.